I was invited in 2015 to consider doing an exhibit here at the museum. And so I started researching some of the issues that are relevant here and found that birding is a huge part of life in McAllen. So I knew I wanted to try and do some kind of a bird. Also, being on the border, I knew that that was a really big issue that I wanted to be able to look at. So I've tried to tie two types of migration together. I've tried to look at avian migration, so birds and how they can manage or not manage with the border wall, and people and how they can manage or not with the border wall. I use recycled plastics in my sculptures, and I put LEDs inside them because I want to draw attention to ecological issues that have to do with the preponderance of plastics in our environment and the use of electricity. I also wanted to be able to point to the issue of migration by people, as I said. So coming down here, I asked to be able to go along the border to be able to see what materials I could find, looking principally for plastic bottles and plastic toothbrushes and other things like that that I could include in the work. So that you see, the animal, you realize it's a bird, then you realize, oh, it's made out of plastic. Oh, it's made out of plastics that I use, that I see all around me. And so I'm hoping to draw attention to that issue. By including materials that are found here that are dropped by people making a migration into this country, I hope to use the same kind of method, which is by including the material, you draw attention to the issue. So I'm really hoping to provoke conversation and question. I know that I don't have the answers to either the situation with a border wall, situation with migration, or environmental problems, but I just hope to start a conversation. It is such a layered topic. It's such a difficult situation. I mean, the stuff that I found was right in the reeds along the river banks. So people had only one way to get across, and that would be to either come across on an inner tube or to wade across and walk across with their stuff on their heads, and then to, bringing their children with them, because the materials that I found, there was a pair of, pink underpants that could only have belonged to a little girl. There were other types of things that were found. And so I've learned that despite the complexity of the issue and how other people might respond to it, for me, all I feel is empathy for people in this situation.